14? Are you 14? Tell your mum to give some Weetabix.
I'm 11.
I'm nearly 4. What do you want to be when you grow up?
An athlete.
Now you're a famous athlete, aren't you? You're already famous now because you've got a big fan base behind you.
Yeah.
It's got to be real. Be real. Be real.
Yes, guys, what's going on? So we're with one of the best promoters in the UK at the best managers in the UK at the moment, Mr. Asif Vali. How you doing, Asif? You good?
Yeah, good. Thanks yourself.
Alhamdulillah, man, I'm doing really good. Yeah. Asif, before we get into Tyson Fury, okay, you've been a little bit out of the scene since the whole Amir Khan split that you've had. Could you talk to us a little bit about what's happened? What happened with you and Amir, and just elaborate a little bit on that.
You know, like I said then, when I left Amir, it was just for personal reasons. I wanted a change in directions. I needed more than 1 or 2 fights a year. You know, it was difficult for Amir, and don't get me wrong, the camp was great, the team was great, everything was great with Amir. Very hard-working guy, good family behind him. And it was just a time for me to move on and just do different things. I needed to get out there. I needed to just get with other promoters as well and do a bit more work and keep staying busy, because this game is a short-term game as well. You know, the boxers, as you hear from the boxers, you know, they want to be in the game and earn as much money as they can. And when other people are around you just get a wage and you just want to try and be comfortable in your life as well. And to work 2 fights a year was a bit difficult for me, and I needed to go out and work some more.
So did they want an exclusive deal with yourself?
Well, I was always exclusive with them. It wasn't that I wasn't exclusive. I was exclusive with them, but the workload that was there was quite intense and high. And then I had some issues in my personal life. Mashallah, I adopted another daughter. That was my 3rd child of adoption, and 2 of my own, so there were 5. And I was away quite a lot with the parent, with the Khans as well. So it was a matter of, you know, I wanted to spend I wanted to spend a bit more time with the family as well.
For sure. Now, moving on a little bit, Alex Ariza, right? He had quite a few issues with the Amir Khan camp, and there was a lot of back and forth between both camps, and now we've seen Alex Ariza split with Manny Pacquiao, however, and then he's gone on and split even with Robert Garcia now as well. Could you talk to us a little bit about what happened with you guys and Alex Ariza, because you were there at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, you know, Alex Ariza has a unique way of working, let me tell you. He works with a lot of athletes, top-class boxers, and, you know, Alex is very, very good at his job or what he does. Trying to get a balance right again of the job that he does and the media work is 2 different things. I saw a number of interviews where he disrespected Freddie Roach, disrespected different people, some boxers, and, you know, wanted to fight everybody. Listen, he's a strength and conditioning coach. He's fantastic at it. I have no qualms against Alex. Neither did the team Khan have any qualms against Alex. And I think when Manny Pacquiao and Amir was working with Alex Ariza, he was trying to get the balance of the timing, and when Amir needed more time with Alex, it would have been difficult because some fights overlapped. He could have been in Philippines, he could have been in LA, you know, and he's a top class athlete, and Amir needs the best from day one. So that was some of the situations that rose when we were working with Alex.
Right, now another thing, Asif, I just want to touch on is Boxnation and Sky Sports. There's a big split going on in the UK at the moment. There's a big battle between Eddie Hearn and Sky Sports and Frank Warren and Boxnation. And you guys have chosen, well, Tyson Fury's chosen to go with Boxnation. What was your reason for going to Boxnation? Because obviously Sky Sports, they promote a little bit better in terms of the fighters get more exposure because they've got other sports. Boxnation's a bit more exclusive and it's a subscription-based channel. So what made you go to Boxnation?
Well, you know, Boxnation is a unique boxing channel for boxing. Yeah, Sky Sports does a lot of various and different sports, and he has a lot more viewers and more coverage and so on and so forth. But let's not forget, there's mechanics as well from Channel 5 who's got terrestrial TV. You know, I suppose when you add it all together, Channel 5 has the biggest and the largest viewing figures when it's on terrestrial TV. Any boxing event that you do on terrestrial TV is going to be huge because it's free. It's a license deal. Sky Sports and Eddie's doing a terrific job with what he's doing. I suppose when the David Hay fight broke down twice, and then when Tyson wanted to have quick succession fights to get him back into the ring again, Boxnation stepped in and they stepped up. So from that point of view, you've got to give Boxnation credit, Frank Warren credit, and the guys at Boxnation credit to say they wanted to sign while the chips were down. Sky wasn't quick enough to say, okay, this has gone wrong here, but this is what we'd like to do with you for the next 3 fights. And you've seen, this is a big fight with the Chisora fight that's coming up. It's a great domestic fight going on to huge world title honours down the line. So being on Boxnation, the exposure will be there, and it will be worldwide TV as well.
For sure. Now, do you feel that, talking just the final question about boxing, and then we'll move on to Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora, Floyd Mayweather, he's the highest paid athlete in the world, but let's not get into talking about inflation and stuff, because when you take into account inflation, he's not that much bigger than Mike Tyson and the other fighters, but he is the pay-per-view attraction. But he lacks that sort of large audience appeal. He doesn't have the audience, and he's not recognised as much as Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, because he is utilising pay-per-view and he's not getting a wide range of coverage, but he is making the money. So do you think that this is similar to what's going on in the UK now, where we're seeing subscription and we're seeing pay-per-view events, and do you think that it hurts the sport in the long term, because the fighters aren't as famous anymore as they used to be?
It's an interesting question, that. In my opinion, this is me only, boxers get more famous after they've retired from boxing. They come back and people say, oh yeah, I remember seeing you, I remember you boxing such and such a thing, and recognition is there. The likes of Joe Calzaghe, Ricky Hatton, even though they're not in the limelight, but they can walk down the street, yeah, we remember you and remember what you did, and so on and so forth. Same with Floyd Mayweather. He is a big pay-per-view attraction in America, all over the world. If Floyd Mayweather came to the UK, when he was supposed to come, the dates were sold out. They were exclusive dinner dates in and around the UK, because everybody wants to see him. Not many fans can get across to America to watch the fights live, and not many fans can touch him and feel him and take the photographs with Floyd Mayweather. And that's what happens in boxing, and that's the same with people like Amir Khan and Tyson Fury, and the up and coming stars. You've seen what's happened with George Groves. He's become a global star since his 2 defeats. And that adds to it, because you remember a boxer for what he puts into the game, and it could be charity work, it could be how successful he is, or it could be loud and brash, or whichever. Prince Nassim Ahmed, again, everybody remembers him. Oh yeah, I remember you, I remember waking up and watching you. Frank Bruno, legend. The list goes on.
Prince Nassim definitely was an inspiration to me, and I think many of the fighters as well. Moving on now, Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora. It's this week, it's 5 days away now. You've obviously been in Tyson Fury's camp. I'm not going to ask you if you think he's looking good, because he is looking good, and I'm sure that you will. Obviously, you're in his camp, so there's no point asking that question. But what I want to ask is, what do you think about Derek Chisora going into this fight? Because Derek Chisora, he wasn't ready in the first fight. He is ready for this fight. Do you think he poses quite a large threat?
Oh, massive threat. Let me tell you, when you're close up and you see the sparring that the guys, these big heavyweights, when they're in the ring, these guys do throw some big lumps at you, and you got to retain them punches, and you got to give them punches back, and you got to move around, you got to stay away, and so on and so forth. Now, the heavyweights. Derek Chisora is in phenomenal condition. He's coming in to win here. He's not coming here just to avenge a defeat. He's coming here to win, because his end goal is to step further into the Klitschko fight. Same as Tyson. Tyson is in great shape and fantastic shape as well. It's a hell of a fight this weekend. When you tune in, you'll see that from start to finish. Would everybody say it's a 50-50 fight? My apologies. Would everybody say it's a 50-50 fight? Yes, of course it is. But obviously I favour my man, and Derek is going to come in to win, and Tyson is going to go into the win, and Tyson will say that one punch can knock him out, one punch he can knock him out. So whichever way it goes, it's going to be a fantastic fight, and a great fight for the viewers, for sure.
Asif, you've got quite a few fighters in your stable at the moment. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, I think he will take this fight against Derek Chisora. I think he'll win the fight. What are your future plans for, first of all, for Tyson Fury? What's your future plan in the short term, straight after this fight? Because I did speak to Deontay Wilder. I had about a good 35 minute conversation with him. We had a lot to say about Tyson Fury. We had about a good 15-minute conversation solely on Tyson Fury. Would you guys be up for that fight? It is a dangerous fight for anyone because he does have that knockout power. But would you be up for that fight against Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, of course. I think Tyson and Peter would win that fight straight away. Are they bothered about world title fights? Of course they are. Have they been let down for world title fights, being in that mandatory position before? Yes, they have. So what makes it any different this time round? You know, nobody knows until when the fight's finished. And Frank Warren said that he'll be on the phone straight away. The winner will be fighting Klitschko. Will that happen? I'm not sure. You know, the promoter will have to go out there and do what he's good at, and that's getting the fight. If Deontay Wilder wants that fight, you know, it's no bigger than coming to the UK when he was on the bill in Sheffield with Amir Khan. He was a great draw. He had a great crowd behind him. Boxed Audley Harrison, and shame that fight didn't go on a few more rounds. And I thought it might have done, but Deontay came with some passion,
some power.
And he had huge potential and huge power, which he showed against our very own gold medalist. So yes, he can come here and do the same. He's not afraid of travelling. We know that. He'll come across the water, and that fight would sell a big Wembley crowd. It would sell a big, if it's going to be in the winter, you know, take it up to Millennium Stadium and indoor, because that's a 50,000-60,000 crowd. And you know, from Peter's point of view and from Tyson's point of view, of course, that's a great fight to have and great fight for December. And the winner of that can then go and fight Klitschko. That's if Klitschko is going to be around to take on, you know, Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. But a huge fight in the UK, and the British fans will want to see it as well.
Definitely, I'm really looking forward to that fight, and so you will be wanting to get it over in the UK. If Deontay Wilder wants it in the US, because fighters such as I spoke to Demetrius Andrade, I spoke to quite a number of fighters, they're not really too willing to take fights in the UK. They want to fight in the US.
No, there's no money in that fight in the US. There really isn't. The fight money for that fight is in the UK. You know, as a promoter, the draw is in the UK. I mean, they know that. They, you know, Golden Boy who promotes Deontay Wilder, they won't be able to fill a 20,000 or a 30,000 for that fight in the US. Yes, they'll get a good. Could it become a pay-per-view over there? It's definitely a pay-per-view in the UK with a view of getting the exposure that it warrants. I'm not sure, and I don't think the Americans will back it. So it has to be in the UK, that one, and that will go global, because the mouth and the brassness of Tyson is here. He'll sell the fight, and like I say, a Millennium, if it's going to be in October, if it was in in the summer, it's definitely Wembley Stadium or Old Trafford. That's Tyson's favourite football team. So of course, let's have it here.
Now, final question: Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. We've touched upon that. Eddie Hearn, he's obviously, I think he is safe to say he's now becoming the #1 promoter in the UK, if not a very close #2.
Who's #1?
Frank Warren, maybe.
Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. I can always cut it out if I want to. No, but the thing is that obviously Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, there's a lot going on. Would you guys be willing to work with Eddie Hearn? You know, obviously because you've got close relations with Frank Warren and that. Is there any convergence that could take place in the future in regards to fight cards?
Listen, when I left Amir Khan, I said this, I'm not burning any bridges with any promoters, neither am I burning any bridges with any boxers. Because you never know when you need that promoter, you never know when you need that boxer, and you never know when you need that TV broadcaster behind you. 8 months ago, would Frank Warren and Dennis Hobson work together? No, they did. Would Frank Warren, Dennis Hobson and Mick Hennessy work together? No, but they have. Would Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn work together? Who knows?
Possibly.
You know, you never know when these things happen. When there's big fights to be made and there's big monies to be made and the British public warrants it, then they'll pick up the phone and work with each other. The only problem and the issue is, where would it be shown? But let me tell you, was the World Cup shown on ITV and BBC?
Yep.
Who knows? It could be shown on Sky or it could be shown on Boxnation. it doesn't really matter. If that can happen when it's big fights like this, then why not? There could be shared responsibility on broadcasting rights. There could be shared responsibility on people who are for their own channel who's going to be commentating. But things are changing in boxing. It's good, same with Channel 5, with Mick Hennessy. Give it back to the viewers who can't afford, because times are tough, can't afford it a week later on Channel 5. Let the viewers have a look at it a week later as well. And if you want to be involved in boxing and you want to watch the boxing, maybe that's the way to go forward. And I'm glad to see likes of Mick Hennessy, Frank Warren, Peter Fury, Dennis Hobson, all working together. And Eddie's a smart cookie as well. He's not daft. If he thinks there's a need or it can happen, then if his powers lets him to go and negotiate and work together, i.e. Sky and the guys behind Sky, then maybe a Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight can be on, all three channels, Channel 5, Boxnation and Sky. Who knows?
Hopefully. Right, so we're with Asif Vali in Bolton at David Lloyd's gym.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time, Asif. Thank you very much.
I'm fasting.
It's boiling.
You're killing me.
It feels like we're back home in Pakistan and India.
Yeah, got to go and pray namaz, so there we are. I've got to take Eddie home. Yep.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Right, Asif, thank you very much for your time, brother.
Yeah, thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Take
Yeah,
care. Thank you.
you.